A lot of people take this spirituality as a joke and refuse to believe it. And the reason why I mention the baby is because babies are so pure, right? Like new life, new everything, so innocent, so, like I said, so pure. No sins with that baby, nothing. Like a brand new world has been created, a brand new life, right? The mother doesn't even get that much. Nobody's paying attention to the mother. All the attention is to this new born, right? Now, think about yourself as being that baby. And when people are talking about we need to wake up, and a lot of people are waking up, it's because all the knowledge that you're born with from your ancestors, from before you were created, you need to remember these things that are stored in your subconscious. All right. Now, the topics that I'm going to be hitting today, if I can remember all of them, I don't have anything written down. I just feel it inside of me right now that my spirit is telling me to talk about it. It's going to be about magic, black magic. Going to talk a little bit about spirituality and how it's affecting us today. So now, let's say you was this baby and you was born with this knowledge from a past life. And with everything you was learning from school, from your parents, from your environment, from all these distractions, devices, and TV and smart everything today, you forgot who you really was. So now today, let's say you are a bank teller or a cashier, or you're a banker, or you work in technology, or whatever, data entry, administrative assistant, you're a lawyer. That is the position, that is the title you hold in the physical world. In the spiritual world, you still are who you were put here to be, but you don't know that. All right. So when people talk to you about spirituality and that certain things are happening to you for spiritual reasons, it is hard for you to accept it because you think you are just a bank teller or just a cashier or whatever title you hold at your job. That is just who you are in the physical. All right. So now, where am I going with all this, right? I was watching a video about a year ago. This is what really woke me up, because I was going through a lot of things that I just could not understand, and it was, to me, it was more powerful than just what a human being can do. And I'm just going to leave it there. It had to be something more powerful, and I had to understand it. And it took me about 2 years to understand to accept. Not to understand, to accept what was really going on. So there's a number of things that were happening to me. I was seeing synchronicities. People were just coming at me at work, in the streets, in the stores. I felt like people were following me. I never felt that everybody was against me, but I did think that people were watching me everywhere I went. I just felt it. And I bet I wasn't wrong. But then you got to think about this, which that's what I thought about. Why would anybody pay somebody to watch? Now, I'm not saying and not suggesting that it's not happening, okay? Why would anybody waste their money or spend their money or invest their money in following? Why did they pick you? So that was one of my questions. Like, okay, there's a lot of people. I'm just a regular human being, regular individual. I don't have anything that's that big of a deal. Why me? Well, that's when I knew it had to be spiritual. Why they're watching you? Why are they investing their money, using up their money on you? Is what you need to think about. Forget the things that people are telling you to look for online. You have to think like this. What if gang-stalkers are putting information out there to make you paranoid, to lower your vibration? That's always possible. A year ago, I saw this video. It was this guy, I think he was somewhere in Italy, I believe. And basically, he was explaining how all these synchronicities were happening. Like, he would open his window and he would, before the window was raised, he would say, "Watch there be a person with a gray shirt walking from my right." And then he kind of recorded himself 5 days a week and put the video together. And he's like, "Watch somebody be right in front of my window when I raise the window. Look at this day. Today is a different day. I'm not wearing a hat, so you could tell it's a different day. Watch this. There'll be a truck right in front of my house." So when I saw him, I started thinking about myself. The things that were happening to me that was so horrible and traumatizing, I was seeing it and thinking it before they happened. Before it happened, exactly the way they would turn out. And there is a guy a couple years later that I've never seen before making a video saying the same thing. In fact, when I saw his video, the first thing that came to my mind was the movie The Matrix. And I started saying, we have to be creating that reality. And some people are not ready to hear it, and some people don't want to hear it. And I wasn't ready, and I didn't want to hear that I had anything to do with the torture that I was going through. Okay? I'm saying that I understand it better today. I'm just going to mention some things that I went through. I had very, 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 very bad migraines. I don't know if to call them migraines because I don't know what to call them. My head was hurting so bad. Every day I was like Excedrin, just popping Excedrin. Like every 4 hours I would pop 2 Excedrins in me. And that happened for about probably about a year, until I started learning more about this spiritual awakening, right? And my attention went to something else, is what I mean. I started learning about spirituality, spiritual awakening, and all that. I started understanding myself better. I started understanding my power better. And I started to accept the fact that some of what I was going through, I was pulling it in because of what they were doing to me magically. Okay? And not only magically, like, people don't always have to burn stuff and boil stuff and bury stuff and freeze stuff. Sometimes they start working with you psychically, right? They tell you certain things. They play you. They lie to you. And then you start getting confused. And then you start thinking everybody's against you. And then you start creating these synchronicities. Again, you start creating these synchronicities. And now, because we think we're human, just a physical body, because it's hard for most people to understand that they're not just a physical body, okay? Because we think we're this physical body, we don't understand the power that we have. If you were to accept, like some of you that say you believe there's a God, all right? If you believe there's a God, like I believe 100% that there's a God of the universe. If you believe 100% that you are a spiritual being, that's what you really, whoever you are in the spiritual, that's who you really are. The person you are in the physical. Like if right now I'm somebody's chauffeur, that's just a role I'm playing in the physical world. All right. So if I understand that I am a spiritual being, then I can understand the spiritual things that were happening to me. And being that I accepted it, I was able to clear up some of the misunderstandings, some of the torture that was going on with me. Okay, so I started to mention some of the things that were happening to me. One was the headaches. Another thing was back pains. This happened for like a year and a half. I feel it now and then, but I know what to do to get rid of it. What else was hurting me? My knees hurt from nowhere. I had a couple of bruises on my legs. I didn't hit anything, okay? There's nothing, because I measured it. There's nothing that low, or like my bed is not that low or that high. I don't know, but that high that it would hit me without leaving a bruise or without me noticing that I hit myself. I would just wake up with bruises on my leg, like bruises like if somebody kicked me. That happened 2 or 3 times. I had a bruise on my arm. I have no idea because ain't nobody grabbed me. My dreams were very vivid. And some of the people that I thought were involved in what was going on with me, I would have dreams with them, very vivid dream, bad dreams. And some other characters, which I know, but I didn't think they were involved, they would also be in my dream. Even though I had heard about witchcraft since I was a child, it wasn't something that I even studied, something that I believed in, something that I thought about. I even think I said a couple of times like that shit. I never said it didn't exist. I said I don't give that I don't give that any energy. You know, my mind. I used to say it in Spanish like I don't give it no mind, meaning I don't pay no mind to it and I don't give it no energy. All right. Reason those things were happening to me because I was unaware of how it worked. Another reason why the attacks were so traumatizing to me because of course I didn't think I deserved that. I haven't done anything in the world. I'm not a millionaire, so I know they don't want my money. Like, what do they want? What's their problem, right? I just couldn't understand why me, because I could only see me in the physical, and didn't understand the spiritual world. Didn't want to accept that I was creating certain realities, and I didn't know how to get my mind out of it. There's a guy online. You can find him on YouTube. His name is John Ramirez, whatever, and with a Z, yes. And he talks about he grew up in the witchcraft in a witch family that practiced black magic, and he used to think of the devil as this. He used to call him his daddy, I think he says, and that was his upbringing. All he knew was the devil, so he thought the devil was the strongest being thing in the world. I don't know. Basically, he said he was in this lifestyle for like 25 years when finally he met started to know about God. And the reason he heard about God and Christianity and stuff like that. But there's things that happen, and he realized that when he tried to affect Christians, when Christians were like in prayer, it wouldn't work, and you know, some certain things that happen spiritually that change, that made him realize that God is the strongest spirit, right? There is only one powerful God, and it's not the devil. A few things happened that made him realize this. That's his story, and I told you his name, John Ramirez, and you could look for him, Ramirez. You could look for him and listen to him. All right. So his job, okay, he was in charge of casting spells on entire communities, territories, like. All right, so he said he used to do it during the witching hours, which is 3 a.m. to, I'm sorry, 12 a.m. to 3 a.m. or 12 a.m. to 4 a.m. or 3 a.m. During those hours. Those he called the witching hours. And I say that just to tell you that in certain places, you see a lot of bad things happening. Let's say you move into this new area, this new neighborhood, and things started going bad for you. because you don't know that in that area they practice witchcraft. You don't know if they cast a spell on everybody, and you don't know why some people look like they're doing just fine and some other people are just doing horrible, just horribly or horrible. I don't know, one of those. And come on, don't get paranoid, all right? Because this is one point that I make in all my videos. Don't get paranoid. Don't get fearful. Kill the fear. Once you understand what is going on spiritually, it should diminish that fear, okay? It should kill it. Because now what is it to be afraid of? You know what's happening, and you also know that what's we all gonna die. So what is it? What is there to be afraid of? Do you see what I'm saying? We all gonna die one day regardless. What is there to be afraid of? People are afraid of the unknown. Okay, so once you start learning about spirituality and start accepting things, some of these pains that you are having right now, they're gonna go away. And it's like, oh, you making a guarantee. It's up to you. Forget if I'm guaranteeing nothing. I guaranteed mine. All right, that I was not going to live in that mindset. And all I'm doing is trying to encourage people, other people, to also get out of that mindset. It's just to finish with that is that he was in charge of putting spells on entire territories because he wanted to, transform people into his kind of I don't know, demonic ways. All right. It would work with some and it will not work with others. If you notice, if you are an adult today and you remember the times where everyone wasn't a stripper or inspired to be one, or where, it was kind of, you didn't see as many people talking about the things they talk about today. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? So I believe what he's talking about because I've seen it. Plus, there's certain areas where you will see a lot of violence and things happening. And if you look at the news and you listen, but scare tactics, those are the things that lower your vibration. They put fear in people and people start panicking. And when you are fearful, you are so open for these demonic spirits to attach to you. Is all I'm gonna say there, okay? Now, with me, I never fear a physical human being. Okay, so people were not scaring me. The things that were happening that I couldn't see and understand why they were happening, that's what I was afraid of. Okay, I've never been afraid of dying because I know we all gotta go. So it never made except for when I was a child, it never made sense to me to be afraid of dying. When people tell me that, I look at them like, what's wrong with them? And what happened with those people who once acted like they used to love you and now it's like they have these anger? Well, you have to remain this strong spirit. Like, don't follow behind them. Like, if you're trying to talk to them and telling them what's happening to you and they don't want to listen, just focus on feeding your brain with positivity. Try to learn a little bit more about spirituality. Try to learn a little bit more about what's going on with you, and not just listening to what else to be afraid of. There's 100 videos telling you what to look for, what to be afraid of, who's gonna get you. And I just used to click away from it because I knew that putting more fear in me wasn't my answer. That wasn't the answer. And some of the videos that I post, a lot of them I've titled them target individual and then the title, because how else do you get a group of people that are not clearly understanding what is really happening to them, why they're seeing these synchronicities? I mean, you got to look at it this way. How do you think of it first and then it happens? You have to know that you're manifesting these things. Again, you're thinking it like, watch this guy cut me off, and then he cuts you off. Come on, man, you got to see that you have some power in that. People refuse to get out of the mindset that the government is doing this to them. Listen, This is what's happening to you, okay? These negative entities, which are evil spirits, which are sending other spirits to you. They're sending that negative energy your way, okay? And now you're suspecting everybody and you are a little fearful. And you are a little hurt. And you're operating with your emotions. When you start operating with logic and take your emotions out of the equation, you start seeing things differently, therefore feeling a lot different about this whole thing. But first you have to accept that you are more spiritual than you are physical. Everything that's going on right now, look, there's a government shutdown, all that puts fear in people. um you know, you gotta see it for what it is. You have to be prepared spiritually and mentally, and that means take your emotions out of it. I can't believe they're doing this to me, and I can't look at them, they're gonna cut me off, and they flash their bright lights. So what if they flash their lights? So what? It's their lights, let them flash it. The street theater, ignore it. I dare you, ignore it. Oh, they coming home when I get home. So what? What if it's a coincidence? I don't care. I used to tell my family all the time when this first started, this is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. I used to say so much, I'd be like, now I'd be like, what if it is a coincidence? You see what I'm saying? Just flip it to where it doesn't mean nothing to you. Go ahead and let your neighbors come home with you at the same time every day. Leave the house every day with you at the same time. And you know, leave in the morning at the same time you're leaving and bump into you. Just let them. I saw a neighbor. Matter of fact, he also used to live upstairs when I first moved here, and I saw him at the supermarket. This was the day before New Year's New Year's Eve. New Year's Eve. Um, and he was walking around the store, and I know him. He likes company a lot. Is all I'm saying. So my friend noticed him, and I was like, "Oh yeah, that is him." And I took my mind off of him. And before, whatever. So he was walking around the supermarket as long as we were for 30 minutes or more, and he didn't have a shopping cart. He had nothing. And I said he's probably on the prowl looking for a date at the supermarket. It didn't even dawn on me till today, which is the 12th, that he probably was following me. I don't care. Okay? And it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. And those of you who are feeling pain, this is what I'm going to tell you. I don't know if you're spiritual, Christian, if you even believe there's a God, but if you do, this is your time to act like it, okay? Because nothing is stronger than God. But you have to really believe it. Don't just be saying, repeating stuff you heard. Pray. Pray. And there's prayers to remove all kinds of blockages, witchcraft, and listen and learn and feed your brain that type of information and pray. And pray and believe that the prayer is going to work. And those of you who don't believe in God, this is a good time, because maybe there's a reason why you don't believe in God. Maybe it's your upbringings, your surroundings, your teachings, whatever you heard when you was growing up. Maybe it's one of them demonic beings online putting information about God doesn't exist, so that you can lose your spirituality, so they can attack you and you ate it up. There is a God. Okay, science did not create the world. There is a God. Now, do I believe in science? Of course I do. Do I believe in God? Yeah. They don't have to be separate. They could coexist. But what? That's why you have a mind of your own. All right, you study, you went to school, you listen to the world, you see what's going on, use your own discernment, use your own judgment. Some people can lower your vibration. Your friends can lower your vibration. The shows that you're watching can lower your vibration. The music, listen, I talk about that demonic music that's telling you to kill people, rape girls, put slip things in they drink, and the strippers. I'm in love with a stripper, Those are all subliminal messages. No, it's not. If you really think I'm wrong, then wow. Pay attention. All right. All right. So let me go on. So certain people can lower your vibration, okay? Just by you exchanging energies with them, whether sexually, whether you're around these people. See, the people that really convince you that they're your friends, or they're really close to you, or they mean well to you, and then you realize that they really don't. When you start getting confused is when you start doubting yourself, and those are ways to lower your vibration, okay? And one more thing I would like to say before I go away: don't doubt your perception. Don't doubt your perception ever again, because whatever's happening to you, if you if it happened to you the way it happened to me, is because you were trying to convince yourself that everyone thinks like you. That can be. There's good and evil, right? So not everyone thinks the same way, and probably there were people around you, new friends, co-workers, whatever it was, not necessarily family members, that came into your life, and things started changing, and you refused to believe that it was their energy was affecting your life. Also, in terms of your family members, your partners, whatever, it's not so much that they turned against you because they were one of them. So the energy that you probably um, consume being around these other negative being, or whatever energy they sent your way that was negative, these your family members, your partner, your friends, they probably were being affected by it, and this is why it's kind of looked like you repelled them, or they went away, or they turned on you. Okay, don't blame your family. What you can do is learn to like sage your house, buy incense, do things to protect your aura, things to build, raise your vibration again, spiritual baths. Learn how to make spiritual baths. Drink more herbs, herbal teas, more herbal teas. Stay drinking water. Cut the soda and all the garbage, the sugar out. Especially somebody put some type of black magic on you, or on your area, your neighborhood, whatever. Kill the sugar. I'm telling you, that's one of the things that you have to cut down on. So don't blame your family members. Just if these are people that you're still living with, find a way to like keep the house, you know clear the energy in your house. Fine. There are many ways. Plants is one way. um like I said, sage in the house, boiling the bay leaves. You could put a little cinnamon in that water as well with the bay leaves. Just boil it so it could be like an aroma in the house. um Take those bath salt baths, or just put some sea salt in water when you finish bathing, and after the salt melts, pour it on you. um I do my crystals, and it takes time. It's not going to happen from one day to another, and I mentioned the same things in another video, but after a while you start clearing your aura, and everything is gonna get better. But it's gotta start in up here psychologically, though. You gotta start here thinking different. All right. So I hope this video is informative. It helps somebody out. I don't know what to tell you. It helped me out. The things that I'm advising you. Um, just comment, share the video with somebody. And if there's anything, just come back and look at it. Like when you're not hating me, come back and look at it again. It might make sense later on. Even if it don't make sense right now. All right, like, subscribe, comment, share. See you in the next video. Bye bye.